What's going on, everyone? So, just like Christmas, every year we get a little present early, and that is LeBron James training camp, right? It's actually a really cool thing. I actually genuinely love that LeBron does this because he pays for everything, he puts it all together. It's his thing, right? Takes the team out to dinner, builds, that chemistry, those bonds, those relationships. They have fun. They get some real workouts, get some real reps in, have shooting contests, all that stuff. It is great, right? And I'm surprised more stars don't do that kind of thing. And it's probably one of the reasons LeBron has had so much success on pretty much every team, every roster he's been on, right? And so LeBron James this year, we got the training camp and he finished the training camp and we had some conversations with Austin Reaves. Well, not me personally, but reporters and news came out with conversations about Austin Reaves, and Austin Reaves gave us a little insight, a little peek into the training camp. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he basically goes into, that the training camp went down in San Diego, and, they were building foundations and having like little shoot arounds, and they were just having a good time, right? That's what it was all about. But one of the big things that he talked about was Anthony Davis shooting the basketball and getting back to that bubble year, and his ability to shoot the basketball and how it looks like he's found his shot again. That is massive. Massive. This is something I have talked about religiously on this channel. I have talked about it on all my channels, right? As it stands, Lakers, this channel talked about Anthony Davis, especially if he wants to play the four. Anthony Davis has talked repeatedly, very publicly. The Lakers have talked about how they want to give that to him. He wants to play the 4 spot. Doesn't mean he's never going to play the 5. He just doesn't want to spend 90 minutes or 90% of the season at the 5 spot, right? He's okay playing. My guess is he probably starts the first 5 minutes, closes the last 5 minutes at the center position. But outside of that, the other 20 plus minutes that he plays, he wants to play the power forward position. He cannot play the power forward position if he can't shoot beyond 15 feet. His 15 feet in has been absolute butter. It's money. He's good. 15 out, he's been, bad isn't even the right word. He's been atrocious. He has been awful, awful. And that is not good if he's going to play the power forward position, because that means he needs to be 15 feet in. He might as well play center because that's where he's going to be operating at the center position, right? Or at least on the offensive side, play center. And then, maybe on the defensive side, just play the scout role and put, Wood at the 5, just for defensive schemes and purposes, right? And then Anthony Davis kind of be the help side defender, right? Or the weak side defender, right? Like, that's probably what you do. Now, look, Anthony Davis is an absolute monster, right? Even with his liability shooting the 3 ball and just shooting 20 feet, right? He still led the league in 35 and 15 games, still led the league in 30 and 15 games, and is a monster on the offensive side that when he has it going, you cannot stop him. And Austin Reaves talked about the bubble year when he had his shot and how when Anthony Davis is shooting the ball efficiently, he's literally unstoppable and unguardable, and I fully agree. Anthony Davis, that bubble year, was literally unstoppable. The following year in the playoffs, he was literally, Phoenix had zero answer for Anthony Davis, and he wasn't even as good as he was in the bubble year. He was worse in that year than he was in the bubble year, but he still just was unstoppable. Phoenix had no answer. Lakers were up 2-1. Looked like they were about to cruise to a 3-1 lead, and it looked like Phoenix was dead in the water, and then Anthony Davis got hurt, and that ruined everything. Right? So, if Anthony Davis can get back to, I don't even need him to be elite. I don't even need him to necessarily be Bubble AD. I would love it, right? Because Bubble AD was just, that guy could not miss. That guy was hitting fadeaway game winners. He was throwing shots behind his back. The guy was doing circus shots. He was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I would love to see him get back to that, but I don't need him to necessarily be that. Can he just be not a liability from outside, right? Can he just be, league average 35% or 34% for a big man? That would be great, right? Anything that's not 19 or 20% from 3-point range. Can he just be somewhere in the 30s? right? To where he's at least respectable and you have to guard him and you have to step out and defend him rather than just letting him take a wide open shot, right? Can he spread it out a little more and start knocking down those 20-footers, right? That would just be beautiful. That would open up so much more for the Lakers. Because now you could run sets with Christian Wood and Anthony Davis, and the lane is wide open. Because you're either giving a wide open shot to AD, who's butter, a wide open shot to Christian Wood, who's butter, and he shoots 38% from three, or you're drawing your bigs out to go and defend them out on the perimeter, and then it's just free range for all our guys to just get to the basket, right? I mean, at that point, you could even put Shafino in. Throw Shafino in there and let him just, hey, kid, just run. Just layup drills, right? Like, because the basket is going to be wide open, right? And LeBron, like, imagine how easy it would be for him to just be able to just walk to the basket every possession. I mean, he can do that even when there is somebody, that he has to meet at the rim. Imagine if there's nobody because Anthony Davis is just lighting it up. Like, we need him to be that. This year is going to be tough. There are about 5 or 6 teams that are, I mean, any of them can win the NBA championship, right? I mean, you have the Lakers, obviously. You have the Milwaukee Bucks, who just got Damian Lillard. You got Boston still. You got the Phoenix Suns. And you have the Denver Nuggets. That's at least 5. That's not counting, what does Philly look like? Can Philly make some noise? Does Miami surprise everyone again this year, right? Like, I'm just saying, just on the surface, the 5 teams that are most likely that you can make an argument for all of them to win an NBA championship, those are the 5 that at least come to mind immediately. And all of those teams could beat the Lakers if they don't have it figured out. Now, look, the Lakers are still the deepest team in the league. They still are the only team with 2 top 10 players. I know a lot of people think Giannis and Damian Lillard are the best duo in the league. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. I think they are one of. I think they're going to be great. I think they're going to be ridiculous. But Anthony Davis, when he's playing, Bubble AD was the best player in the league and would be the best player in the league if he could get back to that, without question. Because he's just as good as Giannis is defensively. He was actually better this past year than Giannis was defensively. And he's a much better offensive player than Giannis. So you're basically talking about Giannis getting an offensive repertoire, like weaponry. Like, the guy is everything. He's a ridiculous talent. Can he get to that though? Even when he's not that, he's still better than Damian Lillard, and he's still not that far from Giannis. Again, he still led the league last year. As much as people like to clown him, especially last year, he still led the league in 35 and 15 games. He was number 1 in defense. He was the best defensive player by far, right? Like, and he still is that guy even when he's having bad nights. It's just Giannis is more consistent in that regard, right? Like, Giannis is like, his bad games are still like 20, 15, and 5 or whatever, right? But AD, I mean, his stat lines when he's playing like AD, dude, is ridiculous. And then LeBron's still better than Dame. LeBron is still a top 10 player. Like, Dame is not a top 10 player. The Lakers still have the only team with 2 top 10 players. But Anthony Davis, we're going to need Anthony Davis to at least be in the top 5 conversation. It's what we're going to need him to be. I'm not saying he has to necessarily be the best player on the planet, but he needs to be in that MVP conversation, and which I do believe he will be, and I do believe he can be. But we need him in that top 5 conversation, and we need him in that MVP conversation. If we have that Anthony Davis, I think the Lakers, I don't care about Milwaukee. I don't care about Phoenix. Phoenix could look absolutely unbeatable. They don't have an answer for Anthony Davis. They don't. Nurk is not slowing down Anthony Davis if he turns back to bubble Anthony Davis. You're not. Nurk has no chance. And they have nobody else to throw on AD. Good luck. Anthony Davis would eat them alive. Who? The only team that could make things difficult on Anthony Davis if he's playing to that level is Giannis. and the Milwaukee Bucks because you could put Giannis on him. But even then, I still think AD could win that matchup offensively, right? But same thing with the other side, right? But the problem is the last few years, Anthony Davis has been very limited. So it's like, well, why is he inconsistent? One, the Lakers have to get him the basketball. That's something that has not been happening, and it's been driving me crazy, right? LeBron wants Anthony Davis to be the number one guy. Well, go give him the basketball. Can't say you want him to be the number one guy and you're holding the ball for 20 of the 24 seconds on the shot clock. Like, he's supposed to be it. Give him the ball. Darvin Ham needs to do a better job of him getting the ball. The only guy that actually seemed to actively be trying to get AD the ball was D'Angelo Russell. But in the same breath, AD needs to do a better job of demanding the basketball, being more aggressive, establishing position harder. And if they look him off, what are you doing? Get in LeBron's face. Give me the ball. This is my team now, right? Give me the ball. AD's got to be more assertive, more aggressive. We need that MVP level AD. If we get that, nobody's beating this Lakers team. Nobody's beating this Lakers team in a 7-game series if we get that level of Anthony Davis. With LeBron James still being LeBron, Austin Reaves and his emergence, you have 6 guys that can go off for 30 on any given night. I mean, even Milwaukee doesn't. Even the Phoenix Suns don't have that. Right? They don't have 6 guys that could go give you 30 on any given night. Like, the Lakers have all the tools still to win an NBA championship, but it's going to be rested on AD's shoulders. We need Anthony Davis to get his shot back. He's been very limited the last few years, and that's one of the reasons why teams have been able to slow him down. Because you don't have to worry about him beyond 15 feet. You just have to guard him, pack the paint, double team him when he's down in the inside. And if he's 15 feet in, you throw bodies at him. If he's 15 feet out, you just let him shoot it. The guy can't make a basket. But guess what? If he can. Well, now you either have to double team him out there, which just frees up everything. You can't pack the paint anymore. Like, problem solved. Anthony Davis can now go average 30 a game if he wants to. Right? Like, so that's my hope. That's my goal. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Agree with me, disagree with me, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Love to hear it. Let me know.